G'day, welcome back to the channel. Look, I finally managed to sneak out here to the doghouse and get back into the front of the camera after a short break. Look, work pulled me away for a while and I had a couple of things go missing from the doghouse, but the good news is I'm back, beer in hand, and it's time to have a talk about what's coming up next. Firstly, 600 subscribers. That is just bloody amazing. Look, I haven't uploaded a video in 90 days and I apologise for that, but somehow you legends are still watching my stuff, still hitting subscribe, still leaving me comments, asking me questions. Look, I can't thank you guys enough for that. It gives me the kick in the arse that I need to keep pushing content out. Thanks for putting up with the lunacy that goes on out here on the channel, especially when I've had a good idea after a few beers. Also, I might add, thanks for rushing to turn the volume down every time I pour a beer on the channel, especially when the kids are around. Look, I still get that look from you know who every time I play it. So, what's coming up? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the first cab off on the rank, we've got to finish that CIP cart. Look, the slow boat from China finally delivered the parts I ordered from Alibaba so I can wrap that up properly. Look, I know a lot of you guys are keen to see how it works as both a wash station as well as a brew in a bag system, and we'll get that finished up in some kind of good order. After that, I've got a few bigger video plans, but I've also got some quicker ones planned so that I don't leave you guys hanging again. We're going to do a kit and kilo brew day or two because I feel like I've been leaving the newer brewers behind, and some of you guys are brand new, and I don't want you to think that you've got to rush out and get into all grain brewing and brew some peanut butter imperial barrel aged stout or the triple decocted pilsner. Well, while they're cool to brew, and I've had 12-hour brew days out here in the past, and yeah, look, the beer's been okay. For a whole lot less time as well as money, you can make something that you'd be proud to share with your mates. I'll look to do one brew with a tin of malt and dextrose, and the other where we throw in a few experiments, like swapping out the yeast and trying some dry hops, as well as substituting some of the dextrose for dry malt and the like, just to show you what's possible with some of those simple kits and even some of the more involved kits that you can buy. All right, and I also wouldn't mind grabbing a new starter kit, maybe a Morgan's or a Mangrove Jack's, just to see how it stacks up to the Cooper's DIY beer kit. That video's been getting heaps of views, so I know people are curious about the entry-level setups. Let me know which one you'd like me to review. Further down the track, I'll be diving into fermenters. All the ones I've collected over the years, from the cheap buckets to the stainless steel beasts like the SS Brewtac gear that's sitting over there, and even, you know, the Kegland all-rounders, the Speedle plastic fermenters. That's going to be a proper comparison series, and it'll take me a little while to knock out. And later still, I'll tackle the floating hydrometer comparison. I'm going to look at the tilt, the wrap pill, as well as the ice spindle. That one will be a bit of a deep dive. I'll cover calibrations, readings, brewfather integration, the whole lot. So that'll take me a little while to do. On top of that, I'm putting together a video with my top 10 brewing tips, basically answers to the same 10,000 questions that I've had floating around since the 1990s. Stuff like why your airlock isn't bubbling, why your yeast doesn't care about your calendar, and of course, more importantly, Charlie Papazian's golden rule: relax, don't worry, and have a home brew. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Thanks again for the 600 scubs and for sticking around with the channel while I've been away. Look, grab yourself a beer, drop me a comment on what you'd like to see first, and particularly what you'd like to see in future on the channel, and I'll see you when we talk about either that or we get the CIP cart built and we put that to the test. Look, thanks for all the support. I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, remember, life's too short to drink dodgy beers. Cheers. Oh, yeah.